What's up, everybody? This is the modern day prophet MDP here to do another video. This video is going to be called Sean Strickland Did Not Lose That Fight to DDP. That decision was a disgrace. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I don't think I've ever had to make a video like this where I've saw such a horrendous decision in the fight. And it ain't even so bad that the decision was made. But then to hear all of these so-called fighters, all of these so-called analysts, all of these fight experts coming out saying that Dricus Du Plessis won that fight. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. Either there's some bias going on or they don't know what the fuck they're looking at inside of the octagon. So hopefully we can figure that out in this video, because I'm going to tell you what I think about what happened, and I'm curious to see what you all think. Let me start off by asking this question. What's the number one criteria used for judging a fight? Does anybody know? Okay, for everybody that knows, let's say it all together. It's damage. Damage is the number one criteria that's used to judge a fight. Now, when you look at Sean Strickland's face and you look at DDP's face, who does it look like took the most damage to you? I'm going to post both their pictures in the video for the rest of the video so you can look at them. And then you can tell me who took the most damage in the fight. Significantly more damage in the fight. The only cut that Sean Strickland had was from a headbutt. It looked like somebody ran over DDP's face with a truck. Like somebody beat him with a baseball bat. So how in the hell did he lose that fight? How in the hell did Sean Strickland lose that fight? I just don't get it. Now, I'm going to say this. In terms of the optics, from a fan's perspective, who may not know what all of the rules and everything are, I could see maybe it being somewhat close to them. But for somebody who understands fighting, there's no way that Dricus Du Plessis won that fight. There's no way. In fact, I'll say that Sean Strickland won rounds 1, 2, and 5 definitively. I'll give round 3 to Dricus, and round 4 was kind of a toss-up. I could see that one going maybe either way. But Sean Strickland won 3 rounds definitively. Now, I don't remember Dricus having any 10-8 rounds in that fight, so I don't see how Dricus could have won that fight. Now, for all of you who think those takedowns meant something, they meant absolutely nothing. Dricus he didn't do any damage with them. He didn't go for any submissions with them. The takedowns don't weigh anything against Sean Strickland's jab popping off of Dricus's head and face. This is why they changed the rules, by the way, to make damage the most important criteria. Because before, if y'all remember, takedowns were the most important criteria. Somebody could just go in there and shoot a bunch of takedowns and win every fight. They didn't even have to do any damage. Just keep getting takedowns and you win a fight. That's why they changed the rules, so that you can't just win a fight off getting takedowns. Meaning if somebody's lighting you up on the feet and all you do is just take them down and don't do no damage, you're not going to win that fight. That's the way it's supposed to work. If you remember when Paddy Pimblett won that fight that everybody was crying about, that's why Paddy Pimblett won that fight, because he did the damage on the feet. The takedowns are not supposed to count anymore. The damage is what's supposed to count. And like I said, if you look at Dricus Du Plessis' face, man, have you ever seen his face look like that before after any other fight? Have you ever seen his face look like that before? That should tell you something. See, this is the thing that people don't understand. Sean Strickland is probably the best boxer in the middleweight. No, it ain't no probably. He is the best boxer in the middleweight division. In terms of his boxing fundamentals, now you have to understand boxing to understand the things I'm about to say, but in terms of his boxing fundamentals, his footwork, his guard, his head movement, working off the jab, Sean Strickland is a good enough boxer that he could box professionally if he wanted to. The way he's fighting right now, the level he's fighting at right now, he could go box professionally if he wanted to. I'm not going to say he'd win, at the highest levels, but he definitely could beat some of those guys in boxing right now. Sean Strickland's boxing might be some of the best in the entire UFC. His boxing fundamentals are excellent. And then on top of that, he checks a hell of a lot of leg kicks. Because he checked about 80 to 90% of those leg kicks from Dricus, which is pretty phenomenal. And his takedown defense is also pretty good. So whoever fights Sean Strickland, it's going to be a problem. And in my opinion, he already beat Izzy, and now he just beat Dricus, even though they robbed him. So he didn't beat the top 2 people in the division already. It is going to be hard to deal with Sean Strickland because his boxing fundamentals are so good. Now, if I do have one criticism about Sean Strickland, and keep in mind, y'all, I'm not making this video because I prefer Sean Strickland over Dricus. I like both of them. I think they're both amazing fighters. And to be honest, I don't really care for a lot of the things I hear Sean Strickland say sometimes. But I really don't care about that soap opera shit. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about storylines. I could give a fuck about all these storylines that seem to be so important to people. All I care about is what happens once they get inside the octagon. And and both of them, when they get inside the octagon, they handle business. I believe in this particular fight, Sean Strickland handled business better than Dricus Du Plessis did. That's just the way I feel. Like I said, when you look at their faces, it looked like somebody beat DDP with a baseball bat. I never seen him get beat, take that kind of damage before. That tells you. So for all them fucking phony people saying that the fight was sloppy, no, Dricus was the one that was sloppy. His shit was the one that wasn't connecting like flush. You can't have a face beat up and say that Sean Strickland was being sloppy. You know what? Dricus was the one being sloppy, not Sean Strickland. The way DDP's face looked, no way Sean Strickland was sloppy. You can't have that kind of accuracy and be sloppy. So, and I'm gonna tell you what else is really odd is that Dana White is the only person who I've come out and heard say they had to fight for Strickland. Now it's funny that Dana White said he had it for Strickland. He had to fight for Strickland, but everybody else is saying they had it for DDP. Do anybody find that somewhat odd? There's so many people wouldn't even question why, Dana would have it for Strickland. And like I said, I had it for Strickland as well. If you understand, I guess Dana is the only one who understands the fighting rules, the unified fighting rules. Because evidently the other people in the UFC must don't know, what the judging criteria is. Like I said, there's no fucking way the DDP in a close fight should have won that fight. Now I was getting back. The one criticism of Sean Strickland that I do have, and something that I believe he really needs to add to his fight game, is he's really, really good at working off the jab. But the optics of that don't always look good unless you really understand what you're looking at. It don't look good to just use the jab the whole fight, even though he's killing his opponents with it. If you got somebody else throwing kicks and punches and mixing all this different offense together, the optics may not be in your favor, regardless of the reality of what's happening in the fight. The optics are important. So I believe that Sean Strickland really, as he's working off the jab, he may really want to try to start incorporating, some uppercuts, some right hooks, some left hooks. You know what I'm saying? Diversify off the jab a little bit more. That's what I really feel like he needs to work on going forward. That way not only will the optics look a little better, but he may actually catch somebody with a punch and knock him out. You know what I'm saying? If he's working off the jab, because he's very, very good at working off the jab anyway. So like I said, he just add a few more punches in there. And I believe he's going to be, if Sean Strickland keeps fighting at the level he's fighting at right now, he's going to be a problem for everybody. It's going to be very, very hard to deal with him in the middleweight division. He ain't no fluke. I promise y'all, the way he's fighting right now, he ain't no fluke. And, I guess that Dana's saying he's not getting the next title shot. So I just want to give my opinion on that. What could happen if he doesn't get the next title shot? What I really believe, since Robert Whittaker keeps coming out running his fucking mouth, and he's starting to get on my nerves, to be honest. I used to like Robert Whittaker, but he just got his ass whipped. So he sounds real biased, to be honest, the things he's saying. Now he's saying DDP is going to beat Izzy. I don't think DDP can beat Izzy. We'll have to see. Unless Izzy gets robbed, like Sean Strickland gets robbed, I don't think DDP striking is going to be able to hang with Izzy striking. And Izzy also has very good takedown defense. So, we'll see. But anyway, if they make the Izzy DDP fight, then I believe Sean Strickland should fight Robert Whitaker. And then I can't say whoever wins that is the number one contender, because there's also somebody else who probably should be considered in this. Two other people, to be honest, that we have to consider. We should have Robert Whitaker versus Sean Strickland, and Jared Cannonier versus Khamzat Chimaev. Those are the two fights. And whichever winner looks the best out of those two fights, that's the number one contender, and the other winner would be after that. That's the best way, in my opinion, to handle that. Because Jared and Chimaev both can make claims to a title shot as well. So Robert Whitaker, Sean Strickland, Jared Cannonier, Khamzat Chimaev, make those two fights, and then pick, and whichever winner looks the best fights the winner of Izzy and DDP. That's the best way I see to proceed forward, providing nobody gets injured or anything like that happens. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Bullshit decision. Worst decision I've ever fucking seen. I cannot believe Sean lost that way. And it's all because none of these fucking people know what they're looking at. Everybody thinks they're damn professional, but nobody knows what they're looking at in the ring. Now, it should be clear that I know what I'm looking at in the ring, by the way. Hey, you know what, y'all? Look at this. I just added that. Y'all. That's my UFC bag. But anyway, y'all, just my opinion, this is the one time I'm going to open the door, even for you trolls and degenerates who I really don't like on my channel. I want all opinions on this. I want every fucking body that watches this video to please post in the comments, who do you think won that fight? And tell me why you think they won that fight. Please. I want as many as I can get. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get ready to go ahead and end it. Like I said, please like the video for me. Please, like I said, tell me who you think won in the comments. Please share the video if you're so inclined. And other than that, everybody, I love you. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Peace.